25 years after being in India and 500 stores across 25 countries in the world, Apple finally comes to India. But ahead of the Apple India store launch, let's get some interesting and exciting data coming in on smartphones in the world and in India, and iPhone as well. Now, according to latest figures coming in from IDC, Samsung is currently leading the worldwide smartphone market share with 21.6%, followed closely by Apple at around 18.8%. But remember, these are millions of units. If you talk about average selling price, iPhone sells at nearly $800, which is little over 3 times Samsung's average selling price of $254. So if you club these numbers with the volume numbers, Apple's global market share in terms of value is over 50%. In fact, 50% is the mark that it crossed for the first time in the last quarter itself. Moving on to India, where, Xiaomi, Samsung, Vivo, Realme, Oppo are the ones that dominate the market. That's largely because the Indian market is still value sensitive. The way to look at India is through multiple segments. The Indian smartphone market, we've divided into 3 segments: $500 plus, $300 to $500, and $300 sub. It's the $500 plus market which grew at 55% last year, and the sub $300 market declined by 15%, and that reinforced the K-shaped thesis of all economists. And it's in this premium segment where Apple has a staggering market share of 60%, and its distant cousin is Samsung at around 21% itself. In fact, all of last year, iPhone 13 was the 3rd most shipped device. Roughly 6.5 million iPhones were shipped last year in India. For Apple, which is still dominated by strong contribution coming in from US, EU, and China, India isn't even among top 6-7 markets. In fact, it's about 1.5% of their overall sales. But Tim Cook has pointed about the potential in India in their previous earnings call as well. And last year, Apple's revenue in India grew by over 50%. And here's the data on the Indian market. 50 million 5G phones were shipped in 2022 with an average selling price of $395, talking about a big headroom. And IDC does believe that these 5G devices could be up roughly 60% of their overall shipments in 2023 itself. And that brings us now to the Apple Store in BKC, for which reports suggest that they're paying 42 lakh rupees per month plus 2% of their monthly sales as rent, which escalates by 15% every 3 years and 0.5 percentage point increase in their monthly sales share as well. Now, globally, Apple does about $6,000 to $6,500 per square feet as sales. Now, assuming 1/3 of that in India, because India is a value-sensitive market, Apple BKC alone could do 300 crores in annual sales. How's that for numbers?